When the song Grillz came out, there was no anticipation on my part that it was gonna be phenomenal or something. I mean, other than the fact that it was Nelly, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's Nelly and Jermaine Dupri is gonna be a hit, but I never expected it to be what it was. Part of that's because we had made previous songs about Grillz and none of them did anything. Nobody really kind of cared. When he reached out to me to get on the song Grillz, I was like, hell yeah, of course I'm gonna do a song with Nelly. Who not gonna do a song with Nelly? This is the top artist in the world. And then Jermaine Dupri producing it too. Of course, who not gonna wanna do that? You gotta be a fool to not do that. And then also me being a businessman knowing, say man, if we got a song with Nelly about Grillz, this is gonna be a billboard for us like crazy. But I almost missed out that the song, we recorded the song the week that my album, The People's Champ, came out. The People's Champ album was #1 in the country. It went platinum. It was a big deal. So me as a new artist at the time, just imagine the promo run, the press I was doing nonstop. So I'm kind of, you know, I got a buzz going, I'm busy. The album's coming out, I'm signed to Atlantic Records, you know, they working me like crazy. So, you know, and of course I'm every opportunity, every interview, big or small, I'm like, yep. Cause I come from Houston where we don't have these type of opportunities. So I'm trying to take advantage of every opportunity, every shot I got, you know, and then Nelly said, hey, I wanna put you on the song Grillz. I'm gonna do a song about Grillz and I want you to get on it. So I said, okay, just, you know, think back too. This internet is in the baby stages, beginning stages, you know what I'm saying? It really ain't like you don't send Pro Tools sessions, you know, through WeTransfer and all of that, like you send it like you do now. So I remember telling Nelly, yeah, man, send me the song. You know, I'm in New York, but you send me the song, I'll knock it out and I'll send it to you. And Nelly called me and was just like, say, bro, nah, this is not a MP3 email situation. This is the situation where if you don't come to Atlanta and come to Southside Studios with me and Jermaine Dupri, you're gonna regret this for the rest of your life. He was like, this song gonna be bigger than Air Force Ones. And at the time, Air Force Ones was like his biggest song. So when the biggest artist in the world is telling you that this next song is gonna be bigger than his biggest song, you like that? You just gassing me up to get, you know, you just trying to get a discount on Grillz or you for real, what? You know what I'm saying? You know, when he told me like that, I said, damn, Goo, we got to find a way to get to Atlanta, bruh. I can't miss out. We can't miss this. So we ended up moving some stuff around. We ended up going to Atlanta. Actually, the day I went to Atlanta was, you know, I arrived like the nighttime, evening time. It was the same day they did this big fundraiser concert for Hurricane Katrina victims. So it was like a big deal just to date the actual day we recorded it. And I flew in. My boy Big Grip, he picked me up from the airport and took me to the studio. I'm at the studio with Nelly, Jermaine Dupri, Southside Studios. Some of my homeboys from Houston was there. My boy Sean, Brian Michael Cox, the world-renowned, you know, of course at the time, Brian Michael Cox was world-renowned at the time too, having written all the songs for Usher and so many other people that he did. To us, he was a hometown hero, being that we knew who he was already. We have friends that went to high school with, so we were already familiar with him. And my boy Sean, I knew him from back in the days when we used to do the talent shows and all of that, you know what I'm saying? So there was a strong connection when we recorded Grillz. There were people there that really made me comfortable because it was like a slice of home, a piece of home there. And of course, you know, it's Houston, they're Houston representing in Atlanta. And of course, Nelly, St. Lunatics, they from St. Louis. So when I come in the door, they all like, yeah, we got H-Town in here now. Yeah, what y'all gonna do now? Yeah, H-Town. They really pumped me up and gave me like, you know, a huge amount of confidence that I did not have when I first walked through the door. You know what I'm saying? Because you walking in the Southside Studios, this is a world famous studio. There's platinum plaques every inch. There's no space, you couldn't fit a piece of paper between the plaques. That's how close they are together. And they got a stack of plaques on the ground, they won't fit on the wall. They got diamond plaques, 10 million records on the wall. They got #1 records, they got Grammys, you know, so this is for me, at the time, Still Tipping. We recorded Still Tipping. I held the microphone. It wasn't a microphone stand. I held the microphone and we didn't use a popper stopper, the little popper stopper. We used to put a t-shirt over the microphone and hold it like that. So that's how I recorded Still Tipping. You know, so I'm coming into Southside Studios, the first time I ever been in any type of caliber studio of that caliber. You know, I've been in, you know, big studios. There's some historical studios in Houston as well, but you know what I'm saying, but just not that type of caliber. So when I walk into there, I'm definitely feeling a little overwhelmed, feeling like I don't know if I'm ready for this moment. Also feeling like, damn, what if I say something whack? And then they take my verse off, you know what I'm saying? And I miss my opportunity. Or even worse, what if I say something whack and they keep it? You know what I'm saying? And I drop the ball and let everybody down, you know, in Houston with this. Maybe Nelly could sense that or something, but I remember Nelly saying, all right, look, I'm about to go perform at this concert. I'll be gone for like an hour or two and I'm gonna come back. Man, look, just write your verse. All I need you to say. And look, let me tell you, Nelly got a type of energy that is like contagious, and it exudes from him. You know, it's not just, you know, what he says or how he says it, it's how he walks, his whole swag, everything about Nelly, he got a certain type of energy. You know, this is a big deal. It's like, you know, I don't know, the biggest artist in the world asking you to do a song with him. You know, am I ready for this? Like, damn. But Nelly just, man, all I need you to say, he wired up. All I need you to say is, what it do, baby? It's Power Wow, baby. What it do, baby? It's Power Wow, baby. What it do? And he like putting his hand, what it do, baby? It's Power Wow, baby. He got me so hyped. And I'm like, all right. And then whatever he did, that energy just was so contagious. And when he put his arm on my shoulder, it was like, you know, the same feeling I felt when I was at the Grammys and Beyonce walked by. And I said, hey, Stan, what's up? And she walked past me, and then all of a sudden I felt like a touch from an angel on my shoulder. And I was like, what is that? This is energy. And it was like, you know, the picture of Michelangelo on the one where it's like God and, you know what I'm saying, man touching fingers. When Beyonce touched me on the shoulder, that's what it felt like. That's when Nelly put me on the shoulder, that's what it felt like too. But I could feel all of that, you know what I'm saying, all that energy come into me, and that's how I started. What it do, baby? It's the Iceman Power Wow. From there, everything flowed. But I remember thinking, okay, I got a window of opportunity, right? A window of time right here. It's a time frame where they gonna be back. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to deliver and lay this verse in the booth while I got Nelly, Jermaine Dupri, the St. Lunatics, Brian Michael Cox, all in the other room. So I was like, okay, I gotta hurry up and knock this out before they get here. So I remember I knocked it out, and I was doing my like ad libs, like just I did my verse, but I'm just doing the ad lib tracks. And that's when they got there, and I was like, whew, I'm glad I got this done, cause then Usher walks in too, and I'm like, damn, man, how am I gonna be delivering this with little old me from Houston, Texas, and Usher, all these, oh my God, it was very overwhelming, you know what I'm saying? And my biggest fear was just dropping the ball for the momentous occasion it was an opportunity. But even then, it's just me and Nelly, you know, and Nelly on the song, and I'm like, Nelly, what you gonna do about the third verse? He said, I don't know, I got another verse. He let me hear it. He had already laid it. He let me hear it, and you know, it was dope because he shouted out Johnny on it. So it was like, damn, well, Johnny got a shout out. So what is gonna be big? And then he was like, I don't know, I might use the verse, I might not, I don't know. He said, he was like, man, I was trying to get Mike Jones on it. I told him the same thing I told you, but I guess he's too busy. Then he was like, ooh, I might get, you know, my boy Ali and Big Gip, I might get them on there. They were doing a group together. And then next thing you know, that's what he did. He got Ali and Big Gip. It for sure changed my life. You know what I'm saying? It was a 4-minute commercial for me and Johnny. More how it's like just so memorable for me. When we shot the video the day before I got married. So I go to Atlanta, we shooting the video, you know, the videos, you know, they're like, all right, now we're gonna do this, we might go here for another shot. And I'm like, hey, I gotta go to the airport, I'm getting married in the morning. And nobody gets really knew, and they're like, what, you getting married? And they all, Nelly was like, say, man, if we knew you was getting married, we would've threw you the bachelor party of the year. It's probably a good thing they didn't know I was getting married, because I made my flight, of course I got married, still married, shout out to my wife, Chris Wall. This for sure changed my life. Big salute to my boy Nelly. Thank you for giving me that opportunity, me and Johnny, because it really put us on the forefront of being, you know, the top dog, top boy, top grill salesman in not only the country but the world.